And this is the question that is on everyone's mind, pretty much in Mesquite. Everyone wants to know what you particularly think about the proposed indoor sports complex. What are your thoughts about it? What are your thoughts about the continued partnership with NCS? What about a more quantitative analysis about how a project like this could generate more economic activity in the city? Although the last part of that question, I think kudos go out to city staff because this issue is being discussed at the October 11th City Council meeting, and they did include quite a bit of analysis in the backup material. And I think that's valuable information for the public to have. But, so what do you think about it? Your thoughts about NCS? Spill the beans here.
Two-part question.
Okay.
First, answering the sports facility. I guess that's what we're...
Okay, yeah, you don't like calling it a tent.
That's what we're saying now, is a
Okay.
sports facility.
Okay.
I've lived here for 19 years.
Mm-hmm.
Every year summer is the same here.
Right.
Businesses struggle every year during the summer here. And, every region or area generally has one area or one grouping of months, whether it's winter, summer, spring, fall,
Right.
that they have that lull. Well, in Mesquite, businesses work to make it through the summer.
Yes.
Whether it's this facility or some other facility, we need collectively, the city, the business owners, we need to figure out something that's going to take that and bring that trough up.
Right.
Okay. So whether it's this particular facility, and we don't know if it will be,
Okay.
but it certainly has merit.
Okay.
There's no question that this has merit. It's something that recreation-wise, we're pretty good at.
Yeah.
We've been good at that for a long time. It's not something that's foreign to us.
Right.
It's not something new. So we have some background, we have some good information about how to get teams here.
Mm-hmm.
How do we keep them here and get them here during the summer is the question. Now, there's a bunch of
there's
people working
a
on
lot
this.
of other alternatives.
Yes, absolutely. There's plenty of alternatives to Mesquite. And when
Right.
it's 115, 120 degrees, those alternatives look pretty appealing to those that are traveling.
Right.
So it's just one thing that we could do.
Okay.
No decision has been made on it. Do I think it's a good idea? I think it's a good way for us to take that issue with the summer and solve it. I mean, if you put a cover on something, that takes the weather out of the equation.
Right.
Certainly we can air condition it. That would be a cost.
Right.
But we've also seen some documentation, and I believe it's been made available to everybody, that even without it, if we insulate this particular facility, the highs in there are not going to be anywhere near 120. The ambient temperature coming off the playing field is not going to be anywhere near what it is outside.
Right.
And in the wintertime, you're out of the elements.
Mm-hmm.
So logically, it would make sense that this is something that we could use to get teams to come here during the summer.
Okay.
So basically, that's what I'm looking at.
Okay.
We have to do something to take that summer issue and change it. We certainly can't do that with the golf courses. The golf courses are there.
Right. Yeah, we can't put tents, covers over
Facilities?
facilities over the golf
Right.
courses.
So,
That's
so
true.
it's just one aspect. And it's something that the city could do that benefits the entire city. Not just a particular business, not just a particular area. You certainly could hold concerts in there. You certainly could hold a lot of different things. And from the size of it, we have been told that you could actually put an indoor rodeo in there and still have room for seating. Years and years ago, long before many people moved here, they had a number of rodeos here that attracted a lot of people.
I remember the old rodeo grounds down by the new hospital now.
Right.
Yeah.
And we attracted a lot of people to
Yes,
come
you
in
did.
for ropings and rodeos.
Uh-huh.
And we just don't do that anymore. And it's something that we should take a look at.
Yeah.
You know, in this economy, there just isn't, there's no easy answers. And it's different, okay?
That's right.
We have to change how we've been thinking.
Okay.
Construction was our economy. It really was. And construction has changed.
Yeah.
Casinos, that's changed.
Yes.
And I've said this 100 times. 93, when I moved here, there were casinos in Nevada, there were casinos in Atlantic City. The Massapequots were just building their casino, and they had a few along the Mississippi River.
Right.
There's only 2 states now that don't have casinos, Utah and Hawaii.
Oh my goodness.
So
I didn't realize it was that vast,
so
extensive.
if we're looking for casinos to pull us out and to strengthen the economy, yes, but no as well. We have to have some other type of offering. We've got to set ourselves apart. We've got to add value to what is Mesquite. And so those are the things that the public needs to decide and let us know what they want to do.
Okay.
So
what about the
NCS.
partnership with NCS?
Partnership with NCS, it's a partnership just like any other partnership.
Okay.
They have until April 30th, 2012 to make a decision on purchasing the option land, the 532 acres.
Okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure that the
Yes.
people viewing this understood that.
And I do want people to understand, and I'm trying to get this out.
Okay.
NCS and the proposed sports facility / tent. Is that?
Okay, we'll go with that.
It is not NCS's facility. NCS, in our agreement with the city, has an obligation to spend $1 million on an improvement to the sports and events complex. Now, prior council discussed it, moved forward on an amphitheater. I really don't know if there's that much will to continue with the amphitheater.
Okay.
So
very well stated.
Please, if we come with anything here, NCS is not owning this facility. NCS is donating $1 million towards a facility, whether it's this one or not.
Okay.
But they, under the contract, they have to donate $1 million to the city, non-refundable, whether they stay or not. Okay.
Okay.
They also were given $1 million. Well, we can go back to the basic background here, and I think you've explained it fairly well in your articles, where $6 million was given to the city to be put in escrow to purchase the contiguity piece. It's always a fun word for everybody. The 2,600 acres they were given. They gave the city $6 million in escrow.
Right.
Obviously, that hasn't worked through. So the city came back, changed the agreement in December 2010, and agreed to pay NCS back $2 million of the $6 million, $1 million to be donated back to the city for an improvement to the infrastructure or to the structures at the SEC or Sports Events Complex, and $1 million to be used to finance an economic study for them on the 532 acres.
Yeah, now that's for them,
Right.
a feasibility study.
Correct.
For that 500 acres.
Correct.
That they have the option to
Absolutely
purchase.
correct.
Okay.
So they're working through that right now.
Okay.
Here's my thought on NCS. They have an option to buy 532 acres.
Right.
They are not going to be given a sweetheart deal on the property.
Okay.
The agreement calls for highest appraised value for the use of the property.
Okay.
So we won't have them buying recreation land or open land at whatever that appraised rate is.
Rock
then
bottom, basically.
Turning around 2 weeks later and having ask council to zone it a certain way.
Which would increase the value of the land.
Which would definitely increase the value of the land.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is they're going to present what they would like it to be zoned as.
Okay.
It will be appraised at that level.
Okay.
City will pay for half of the first appraisal. They pay for the other half of the first appraisal.
Okay.
If both groups can't agree, if one says no, that's not quite right, then they have the right to bring in a second appraisal.
Okay.
Second appraisal takes place, we can meet in the middle, we can discuss it, or we can get a third appraisal.
Okay.
So we're not looking at anything where it's a giveaway of land. I don't think that's fair.
Okay.
We have too many people that have bought and purchased land there, and when
Mm-hmm.
the city gives away land, it takes their value and drops it.
Yes.
And that's not good business sense. So we're looking with NCS. If they come up with a grand idea and they wish to move forward, that's great. That's 532 acres that go on to the tax rolls that we're
Yes.
not getting funds for right now.
Okay.
So hopefully they can come up with some great ideas and move forward with their project.
Mm-hmm.
That's their decision to make.
Okay.
We look forward to working with them however we can, and we will know by April 30th of next year whether or not they have found something that's economically feasible. But NCS and the sports structure / tent / facility, really the only connection they would have would be if they would agree to the donation going to this particular facility. And that's something we have to work out as well.
Okay.
So that's the only tie-in there.
Okay.